Jazz. Alright, so boom. The big coming Carlos said he had a late pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it talk. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. What up, Lo? Tryna have fun, we the plug then. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. We even got Bash Stop from Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit, it's lit, it's lit.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the Pregame Podcast. We lit, we live, and while y'all edit, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's Thursday. We made it. I'm excited to be back with you all. You're probably wondering where my co-hosts are. Vashti is actually in Indy right now at the Combine. I've been watching it since 3. I hope y'all watching it. I'm gonna have it on the side here, so if I look over this way, don't mind me. I'm just watching the Combine. And then Shad, you know, one of his daughters has a cheer competition, so cheer dad on full effect. But we in the building, we excited to be here. We got a lot to talk about. I'm excited. Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Combine, especially since it's going on right now. But you know, it's just gonna be a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all come rock with us. If you're new here, welcome to the Pregame Podcast. We're on our way to 300 subscribers. Help me get there. And the way that you can help me is if you are not subscribed, make sure you like this video, right? Because that's going to help with the algorithm. But then also subscribe. It's a free way to support this podcast. We got some really dope things in the works. One of the things I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. But make sure that you subscribe and tell a friend to come pull up on this. So if y'all are not new here and y'all been rocking with us since day one, you already know what I'm about to ask you to do. And that's to throw in the chat what you're pulling up with today, right? And if you're new here, what I mean by that is if you ever been to a pregame, you never come empty-handed. You always bring something to the pregame, right? Here, we don't tell you to bring something tangible. We just want to see how your week was. So what you're pulling up with, what kind of energy you're pulling up with. I see the likes already hitting in the for the video, so make sure y'all drop those likes because that's going to help us get in the algorithm and we can get more people to the party. What I'm pulling up with is I think I'm pulling up with excitement. I think it's a lot of good energy, a lot of good things happening for Pregame Podcast, and we're just getting started. You might have saw on my Twitter. You might have saw I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but I'll just go ahead and jump into it. Might as well. You might have saw it on my Twitter and social media that we actually had a chance to interview this fella right here. He goes by the name of Nashad Davis. He is not only a lawyer and an attorney, but he is also an NFL agent for Wasserman NFL. He is currently at Indy for the Combine. We had a chance to interview him last Friday, and it's a banger, y'all. Like, it is a banger episode. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even saying it because we got a chance to do it, but this man is so intelligent, so thorough, so engaging, so intriguing. Like, everything he was saying was so detailed that this is just part one. This is part one of this particular series. We're going to bring him back after the draft. We have to wait a little bit until the contracts and everything is done, but we're going to bring him back to walk us through all that. So everybody's probably wondering when is this dropping? Next week. I'm trying to figure out, it's either going to be March 6th or March 7th. So either Thursday or Friday it's going to drop. And just make sure y'all tune in, grab a popcorn, grab a beverage, sit down, kick your feet up, and learn something. I think it's gonna be pretty dope. Before I appreciate you. You notice this is the start of it. This is not going to be the color, but this is our new logo. Pregame Podcast is a little soft launch. We're getting y'all prepared for it. So yeah, it's gonna be dope, man. We got the new colors. We got a lot of new things on the works for pregame. It's up, and I want y'all to join on this journey with us because, like I said, like I've been saying, I'm gonna continue to say it. You never know who's pulling up to the pregame. So we got a lot of things in the works, y'all. We got a lot of things in the pipeline. God is good. And I'm excited to see where we're going with this, y'all. So just make sure y'all buckle up and hit that subscribe button and let's get it popping. So March, which y'all want? Y'all tell me in the comments. Y'all want March 6th or March 7th? Thursday or Friday? Which one is easier for y'all to like? When are y'all not going to be busy and y'all can watch it? I'm going to let the chat decide tonight. We're going to let the chat decide tonight when we want to drop this. It's happening next week. Y'all let me know what date. I'll wait. Y'all let me know what date y'all want this to drop. March 6th or March 7th. Those are days I've been playing around with. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I see a lot of people saying they can't wait. I love it. Press, what's good, my guy? Yeah, y'all just let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all want. March 6th or March 7th. We'll say March 6th is put a 1 in the chat. March 7th, put a 2 in the chat. We'll do that. I'll do it that way. I see a lot of March. Everybody saying March 6th. Okay. All right. I think I can do March 6th. I think that's doable. March 6th. All right. We'll drop it. We'll drop it March 6th. So March 6th is coming out. I figure out the time. Might be like a noon time during lunch or whatnot. We may drop it March 6th at 12 at noon. So y'all can watch it on your lunch break. It's about an hour and some change, but I promise you it's going to be very, very entertaining. So yeah, it was fun. I had a great time. All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. Of course, like I said, we're going to talk about the combine for a little bit. We'll talk a little bit of NBA news, get y'all thoughts on some things, and then you know, I got a question to ask everybody, and I created this thing. Something happened to me this past weekend where somebody, shout out to my boy, he questioned my fandom on one of my particular teams I like. We're gonna talk about it, and so I broke it down as like, is there levels to this fandom? Is it levels to being a sports fan? So we're gonna get into that a little bit. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, if you agree or disagree with my tiers that I created on that, and then also we'll get into a little pop culture news as well. So that's what we're talking about today. But first, I'm always going to start off with some type of reaction. I saw this video and I thought this was absolutely insane. So we'll start off with this real quick. And I want to know, what would you do if this happened to you?
The family feud goes on.
Ain't no way. Hey, what are you doing if you sitting there, you're a boxer, you whatever, and you doing a standoff like that, and you see him, I don't know what it was. The rumor is that it was an egg, right? I don't know what it was, but I don't care who you are. I am not letting nobody slap me in the face like that, bro. I mean, and the people can be like, oh, well, boxers, they box and they do this, that, and the third, and they used to get hit. No, that's an open face. That's disrespectful to get slapped in the face with, I don't know what it was. It looked like an egg. That's what the comments are saying when I saw this on social media. But he got slapped in the face with an egg. Bruh, I'm putting hands on you, bruh. Like, there's no way that you're leaving that stage and you're not getting hands put on you, bro. I don't know when this fight is. And sometimes they say that people do this stuff for entertainment, to hype up the fight so that people pay for it, to watch it, this, that, and the third. I don't care what it is. We can hype up the fight in a lot of different ways. But one thing you're not going to do is slap Carlo in the face. I'm sorry. That's just not happening. That's just extremely disrespectful. And it looked like he was real because homeboy did not stop. Like, look at this. Let's review the film. You know how we do here. We're about to review this film real quick. Look at this. We're going to slow it down. See, look, he's reaching in his pocket. reaching in his pocket. He has something right there. He don't see it coming. Oh boy, smiling. He's smiling. He's not even looking at him, looking down, and then boom. Oh my God. What is that? What is that? Is that an egg? Bow. Good night. And then look, he was really mad because look at him. He trying to get to him. I don't know. I don't know if that's cap. I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think that's real? Do you think they planned that? Do y'all think they planned that, or do you think that was something that he didn't see it coming? And I feel you, bro. As expensive as eggs are right now, bro, that's an expensive slap. Bro, that's funny. But yeah, bro, I don't know what that was. I don't know why they did that. But God bless that man, because if that was me, yeah, look, I'm gonna get fined. I'm gonna get that fine for sure. All right, so let's move on to another one. I think I want to share. Yeah, let's do this one. So I saw this, and I want to know. We've shown in here. We've reacted to a lot of different dunks that have happened this year, and I want to know: is this particular one dunk of the year? All right, so let me pull this up real quick. Let me back it up real quick. Okay. Let me take off the sound. All right. Boom. Let's bring this way. Oh, it's not going to show like that. That's terrible looking. All right, let me fix this real quick. What did I just do? Let me fix this real quick. All right. I want to know. Where did all my stuff just disappeared on me? Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Dang, everything just disappeared on me. Hold on, y'all. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Let's see if this will work. No, it's not going to work either. It doesn't look good if I do it this way. All right, well, we'll skip that one. We'll skip the dunk. All right, so as we go on, one thing I want to say is I want to give props to this particular GOAT here. So if you did not know, Diana Taurasi is retiring after 20 years in the WNBA. 20 years, that's a long time. It's a long time to be playing. And bro, I'm sorry. That is funny, bro. That is funny. That's how I felt too. You know, when you were in church, you had to read that Easter poem, and you stuttering over your words, and the old lady in the back like, "It's okay, baby." That's how I felt, trying to figure out what was going on with the system. You know, technology's going to do their own thing sometimes. They have a mind of its own. But back to Diana Taurasi. I remember the first time I saw her play at UConn, and I was like, "Yo, this girl right here is the truth." The truth. She was a certified bucket at UConn, and she went on to have a great pro career. Amazing for the fact that she was able to do what she was able to do at her age, and still make an impact with Phoenix. I think it was just an amazing opportunity. I mean, not an opportunity, but an amazing career. Now, people, you know, arguably she was the face of the WNBA when she was in there. My question to everyone in the chat: who now is the face? Not going to be the face, but now she's retiring. Who is the face of the WNBA? And to me, it's one person right now. Right now, who is that big dog, the face of the WNBA? I want to know what you all think. As you all are throwing in your comments, I have to go. And this is maybe just me being biased. I have to go with Asia Wilson right now. I think that Asia Wilson will be the face of the NBA. One, because she has won. She has won multiple championships. She is dominant in her position. She has won MVPs. I do think that eventually Caitlin Clark can get there. It's kind of hard to say that Caitlin Clark will be she is currently the face of the WNBA because of the fact that she was just a rookie. She's in her second year. I do think that opportunity for her to become the face of the league will be there. But you got to give it to somebody who has proven that they can win and that they could lead and do all those different things, right? I mean, Asia has her own shoe with Nike now. Like, she has a lot of different endorsements going on. So I have to give it to Asia Wilson. Do y'all think that's cap? You think I'm tripping? I see people in the chat already saying Asia Wilson. That's who I think it is. I do think that there's plenty. One thing I will say is, like, there's so many talented athletes in the WNBA. And all of them are deserving to make a lot more money than what they are doing. And my hope is that this will, as they're getting more popular, that this will hopefully progress, in terms of making it equal in terms of what we see in the NBA versus what we see in the WNBA. So that's just my plug right there. But I am excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I can already see Diana Taurasi going into being an analyst, being on TNT or being on ESPN. She already had a podcast. We saw what she did with Sue Bird before. Her basketball IQ is out of the charts. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does, but best of luck to you on your next endeavor. I think you had a heck of a career. And we're excited to see what the next part of your career is going to look like, being on the other side of the camera, and watching the games and commentating, if that's what you're going to do. So shout out to Diana Taurasi on that part there. All right. So the other thing I want to get into, let's stick with the basketball for a minute and then we'll get into the football. The other thing I want to talk about is the Warriors, because there's been a lot going on with this group here. And can you believe that at first I was a little hesitant on Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors. I wasn't sure how it was going to work because, one, Jimmy Butler is a little long in the tooth, right? I think he's like 32, 33. I could be wrong. He could be 31 or something like that. But I knew that they needed to make a move, some type of big move, because Draymond Green and Stephen Curry, they ain't getting any older. I mean, they ain't getting any younger, excuse me. So that window to really try to win and to win a championship is very, very small now. That window is getting smaller and smaller, and Steve Kerr knows it. And they're I forgot who's the GM now, because I know Bob Myers is going, but the GM knows it. So they need to make a move, right? And the way that Curry's been playing has been crazy. So, and they weren't winning. He was playing at a high level, at an elite level, and that time their record was not good. They were not even 500. However, they go get Jimmy Butler. Of course, we all know how Jimmy Butler was acting at that one particular time. He was being Jimmy Butler, right? When Jimmy Butler is probably, I will say this, Jimmy Butler is probably one of the most passionate and good players when he is happy. When he is happy, and he likes where he is and everything is just kosher, he is a great player. But when he is pissed off and is not liking what the front office is doing or whatever, that man can be cancerous. I'm not saying he is a cancer, but I'm saying he could be cancerous at times. But it seems like he is really enjoying playing with Curry, Draymond, and them. They only lost one game since Jimmy Butler's been over there. Right now, they are currently 6-1 with Jimmy Butler, and it's wild. Now, my question to you, I had to give you all that context because I have a question, because Draymond said something during the All-Star game, and this is when he was he did not go. Some more context. He was not an All-Star, but he was with TNT as an analyst, and he was pissed off about how the All-Star game was going and this was trash and all those different things. However, the craziest thing he said was, "I guarantee that we will win the championship this year." And I was like, "Whoa, bruh. Like, you're usually when athletes guarantee different things, it doesn't go well for them." So my question to you all was, do you think they could win? Do you think they will? I want to say, do you think they will win? Do you think that they will make a run? And do you agree with athletes guaranteeing things like this? on national television. Do you think they'll win? And do you think, how do you feel about athletes guaranteeing championships? There's only been one that I know that that went well for, and that was NFL, someone guaranteeing the Super Bowl win. And even that was really, really wild, right? But I don't know. I think that he is cashing a check. I mean, he's cashing a check. No, he is writing a check that Curry has to cash. Excuse me, I was messed up there. But he's writing a check that Curry has to cash because let's just be real, man. We're not expecting Draymond to drop 45 or drop 30 a night in the playoffs to lead the team, right? Now, he is a defensive anchor. We know that. But the reason that I do think that they will make a little run, and I don't know if it's going to be a championship, but I do think they will make a little run because what Jimmy Butler brings to that team is something that they were missing. They were hoping they were going to get that out of Andrew Wiggins. They did not, but he is a great defensive player. He will get to the line, get to the free throw line, and when the way that Curry excels at the 3-point line is how Jimmy Butler excels in the perimeter. I mean, in the paint. You know, he's a great mid-range artist. So it works. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It really meshes, and he seems happy. And we'll see. But I don't know about the championship, man. It's a lot of good teams in the West. And I don't know if y'all going to be the ones coming out the West. We will see. Moving on to another basketball piece, and that's my Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So LA, we already talked about this before on one of the other podcasts around the Lakers trading Anthony Davis and Max Christie for Luka. We talked about it already. Y'all know how I feel about it. I'm excited about it. I think this is going to be the future of LA. But this man had the revenge game. So the title of this particular episode for the Pregame Podcast is The Best Dish Served Cold. And you know that saying, revenge is the best dish served cold. However, this particular dish was served hot because this trade just happened and then they played Dallas in LA with Nico Harrison, the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, sitting down watching this game. This man flew from Dallas to LA to watch this game. Now, the weird part about it was during social media, you know, of course, look, you can't go anywhere these days without somebody having a camera out. Somebody's going to have a camera out. Somebody could be darn near drowning. Everybody can be like, save him with their cameras out. Like, that's just the type of generation we live in, unfortunately. But he was sitting there watching him during pregame, shooting around, just looking at him, like basically looking at like who you just traded away. But Luka balled out. He had a triple-double. It was a crazy game. He was fired up. He hit a three, yelling back at the bench. It was crazy. LeBron had a good game. Like the Lakers looked great that game. Austin Reeves is a certified bucket, underrated player. But Kyrie was balling. Like it was a good back and forth game, but that fourth quarter is when the Lakers took over. My question to you all is, do you feel like they asked him, you know, of course, they always ask players, yo, what do you think? Like, did you have a little bit more energy coming into this game, knowing that you were going against your opposing team? And majority, not all, but majority of the athletes are like, no, you know, every game's the same. You know, there was no extra energy here. It's just a regular day, regular game. I call cap every time they do that because I think it does give you some more energy, that knowing that, hey, this team just traded me, or this team did not, you know, think I was worth staying. And if y'all watched the Ted Washington interview that I did, Super Bowl champion Ted Washington from the New England Patriots, if you haven't, make sure you go check that out and like that video because it's a fire interview as well. But he talked about that feeling of being traded, right? And how that puts a chip on your shoulder, because you got to keep in mind that what you do on tape, whether it be on the court or on the field, that's your resume as an athlete. And when you have done so much for that particular city, they talked about Luka, you know, having a foundation there and doing all these things for the city of Texas. And you're putting your heart and soul in this particular team. You are considered the franchise player. You're 25. You're a cornerstone of this particular team. And out of nowhere, unbeknownst to you, this team decides to let you go for whatever it is. It's pretty wild, and I understand. I can only imagine as an athlete being traded publicly, and the media nationwide, worldwide are going to talk about this, and now they're wondering what's wrong with you when it might not be you. It might be the team, right? So I can understand why that would add a fuel to anybody's fire. But hearing that and hearing it from an athlete, like Ted Washington, who's been traded, why he was having surgery. They stopped his surgery, let him know he was traded. You got to watch that interview. It was some gems in there. But it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild to experience that. But shout out to Luka. He balled out, triple-double. Amazing game. Man had like 15 rebounds, 12 assists. I think it was like 19 points. He just dominated that game in all aspects. So shout out to Luka there. All right, so let's get into some football news. Let's start off with I'll start there. So let's start off with this news here. Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna say how the reports said it on social media, y'all. They said that they just so happened to run into each other in Montana and decided to end up talking this, that, and the third, right? Now, everybody knows Tom Brady is minority owner. Minority by the way of money, but he has a lot more pull than people are saying. And we're noticing that right now. And I think that he has a lot more pull, not because he is being assertive, but I think that this is my opinion, my humble opinion. I don't know nothing. I'm not in there. I'm just a casual fan, right? But my humble opinion, I think that they know the Mark Davis and Mark Davis. I think it's Mark Davis. Yeah, Mark Davis knows that Tom Brady knows ball. This man is the GOAT of all QBs, and I think they are giving him most of this power to say, hey, help us do X, Y, and Z. It's not Tom Brady saying, hey, we should do, or I think I should do. That's just what I think. If y'all disagree, drop it in the chat. Let me know. But that's what I think. Other than that, they met in Montana, ran into each other, and now there's talks around the Raiders actually trading for Matthew Stafford. I'm shocked that at first, when I first heard this, I was like, first off, they didn't run into each other. This was planned because the Rams are allowing him to seek a trade. When teams allow a player to seek a trade, that means that their agent or that particular player has to go to these other teams and say, hey, do you want me? Hey, I'm looking to move. I'm interested in this particular team. Do you want me? So with that being said, I don't think that this is not tampering because the team allowed him to do this. So therefore, there's no need to say they ran into each other. They met in Montana, bro. That's just straight up what it is. They met in Montana, had a conversation, and that's what it is. Now, it's going to be very interesting because right now, if you've been following mock drafts and all those different things, mock drafts are saying that Shedeur Sanders should be going to the Raiders. However, now we're saying the Matthew Stafford piece, which is going to shake up the board, right? Because now there's rumors saying if the Raiders do intend to get Matthew Stafford, the Giants may have to move up from 3-1 to go get their quarterback. Very interesting. And as a Panthers fan, I'm shocked because that's going to shake up what the Raiders will do if they trade. I don't know what they're going to have to trade. I don't think it'll be the sixth pick. Who knows? But it's going to shake up who's going to be there at 8 for us. So that's why I want to talk about it, because I'm like, this could be defining for us. How do y'all feel about Matthew Stafford and the Raiders? I can't. It's hard for me to see Matthew Stafford anywhere else. Shocking that they even want to let him go, but I think it's the money piece. I think he wants more money. I think they're saying he wants around $50 million a year. And knowing that this will probably be one of his last contracts, whether it's a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, I say get your money, bro. I would go find Kirk Cousins' agent and ask him how they do it. Go ask him how they do it. Because one thing, Kurt, look, 2 things are for certain. 3 things are for certain: death, taxes, and Kirk Cousins' agent getting Kirk Cousins some money, bro. That's it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I don't know. This is gonna be intriguing. I'm definitely gonna be paying attention to how this is gonna play out because this could shake up a lot of things for a lot of people. A lot of things for a lot of people, a lot of teams, if you will. So we'll see. You know, of course, there are rumors saying that the reasons that they want to let go of Matthew Stafford is because Kelly Stafford and her podcast and she's saying too much, and the fact that she's been very vocal about Cooper Kupp leaving. These are all alleged type of things. Who knows what happened? But the fact that the Rams are really like they're not even like in a rebuild type of thing, but they're really trying to get younger. So letting go of Cooper Kupp, letting go of Matthew Stafford. I think a guard or somebody's leaving too, chat. So it's a lot of different things happening around Matthew Stafford and the Rams and all of that. So it's going to be intriguing to see what's going to happen before free agency. Speaking of free agency, can we talk about these two real quick? Now, one thing I will say, right, Slick Vic, time to get younger. That's basically what they're doing. And they're doing it in a very unique way because they do have a young defense. So they're trying to get younger around some places. So very, very interesting. Whoa, hold on, time out. Hold on. Let me take this off real quick because I see this chat. He's not worth $50 million. All right, so I think, and I've said this before on the pod. I think that Matthew Stafford is probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks. 50 million underrated? I don't know about that. I'm not saying that, but I do think that he doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think he's a really good quarterback. Now, I don't know. I'm not sure how old he is. I have to Google it, but he's definitely in his late 30s. So he's trying to cash out. He's got his ring. He's trying to cash out because it's going to be one of his last ones. Somebody's going to pay him 50 because of the fact that he won a ring, because of the fact that he's been productive this entire time. The fact that, you know, when Cooper Kupp went down, they didn't know what was going to happen, and here comes Puka Nacua showing out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Somebody, look, if they talking about Sam Darnold getting close to that, then Matthew Stafford deserves that. Somebody will do it. I'm just glad that the Panthers ain't doing it. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so let's get into Aaron Rodgers. Now, here, look, it was something TMZ, bro, TMZ be everywhere first and foremost, but something happened on TMZ. Basically, they recorded Aaron Rodgers and it was like, hey, I think he was in California. He must have been chilling in California. And they're like, hey, how's it going? And he was just being extra. He was just like, the weather's nice out here. It's beautiful. The sun is shining in this great state, this, that, and the third. And then he was saying like, hey, where'd you want to play? And he was like, you know, this isn't bad. Basically trying to say like, I wouldn't mind playing in California. And now there's reports with quotations over it, that he is interested in playing with the Rams and are telling teams that I will bring Davante Adams with me. Now, I'm all for like the player. I'm a player first type of fan, right? I always want the player to go get their money, especially on the pan. I want go get your money, bro, because your careers could come and go just like that. So I'm big on that. But to have this much power to say, hey, I want to go here, and don't worry, I'll bring Davante with me. How, bro? He's under contract. Now, granted, the Jets are talking about releasing him and doing all those different things, but it's very interesting. Like, if anybody is the LeBron of the NFL in terms of manufacturing teams, it's got to be Aaron. And I'm not comparing them in terms of athletes, but I'm saying, like, look, Bron has gotten to that status in the NBA where he can get what he wants. Hey, I want this player. Hey, go get this, go get that, and they make it happen. It's happened like that for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron wanted to go to New York. He found a way to get to New York. Now he's saying he want to go to California, go play at the LA Rams. They look like they're going to make that happen. Now, if I'm the Rams, do I make that? Do I do that? Do I let go of an older quarterback for an even older quarterback? I don't know. I don't think I do that. That doesn't intrigue me. Like, granted, Aaron Rodgers Hall of Famer, great quarterback, iffy in the locker room. That's just look. Let's just call a spade a spade. Iffy in the locker room. I don't know if I will actually want to do that. Like I don't know. Sean McVay is a very good not quarterback. Excuse me. Very good coach. But it seems like they will clash. Like him and Jared Goff were cool, and then they weren't cool, and then Jared Goff got traded to Matthew Stafford, and it seemed like him and Matthew Stafford were like buddy. I don't know if their personalities will work. I'm interested in that. And then you let go of Cooper Kupp because now Cooper Kupp ain't Devontae Adams, but Cooper Kupp was triple crown winner. So let's not trip on Cooper Kupp. He's solid. But Devontae Adams, do you deal with that contract too? You trying to let go of certain players like a Matthew Stafford because of a contract, and now you're gonna have to pay somebody else. And Aaron Rodgers and Devontae, they're gonna get their money. They're gonna get their coin. I don't know. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I just think it's work. I think it's going backwards. I don't know if you do that. If you're trying to get younger, then you get younger. You don't let go of old players to get even older players. Now, granted, I know they think they're in their Super Bowl window is here. And if you think that that's what you're trying to do is get this Super Bowl, then go for it, champ. But I'm iffy on that. I am. Real quick, RIP to the Chain Gang. I don't know if y'all heard, but the Chain Gang is no more. They're doing electronic measurements from now on. AI has been all in the corporate space for the last couple years. Now they're bringing in more technology in the NFL. How do I feel about it? I'm still up in the air to be honest with y'all. I'm still up in the air. I think it's interesting because it's been a lot of human error with a lot of the placement of the footballs. I've seen it plenty of times where from the TV, it looks like the player has 2 yards over the first down. And then that sideline referee comes around and he backs it up 2 yards. You're like, wait a minute. Like, are they seeing what I see? So I'm very curious of what this is going to look like. Now, granted, I don't know if this is like people, I don't know. I don't think referees like the sideline, the chain gang is at their full-time job, but somebody's losing some coin from there. So I wish there was a way to kind of have both just to make sure like, hey, have your chain gang. And then you have this electronic measurement system that you have, this technology to basically verify and confirm that is correct, right? I'm confused. Now, if you now use a chain gang and use them in a different kind of way to just make sure like more referees, I don't know. But I don't know. I'm iffy on it. As you can see, I'm iffy on whether this is going to work. I know that the NFL is always trying to reinvent itself and just get better and try to figure out ways to make the game safer, make the game better. I don't know if we'll see. I don't know if this is the way. I'm not sure. I mean, the chain gang, what my biggest thing now is usually with the chain gang, how's that going to help and benefit the players? Because usually they still got to have them on the sidelines so they can show where the first down is. So I'm assuming they're just not going to use them to come out and measure. If that's the case, then hey, I'm cool. But you got to have somebody on the sideline to still let the players know. So we'll see. It's a system hackable. Beats me. They got to figure out something. It's got to be. I'm assuming this is my assumption, right? Because this is still fairly new information. Everything hasn't come out yet. But here's my assumption. My assumption is that you will still have some type of sideline chain gang so the players can see how the distance to the goal and all those different things. But when it comes down to those 4th and inches, 3rd and inches, tush push times, that's my guess is that they will then bring out that electronic system or use it wherever it is in New York or however they're going to do it to measure and make sure that that's correct. That's my guess. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I think they're just trying to do something fancy, bring in technology, but I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. But people be pissed off if it's not working. Speaking of pissed off, Squabble season at Starbucks. I should have named this episode Squabble in Starbucks, bro. Bruh, why reporters got beef? Now, here's the thing. There's been a lot of things that I have seen in social media with certain players former Panthers players, and I'm not talking about all that, right? Because I rock with the players. But one thing I will talk about is reporters squabbling, okay? Because this is funny. This is hilarious. So apparently, the guy in the middle, right? Jordan Schultz. This is not my words. This is what the article said that I read, was an up and coming reporter. I don't know about, I mean, he's been around. People know Jordan. If you know football and follow all those different things, then you've seen Jordan Schultz, right? Pulled up at the Starbucks in Indy, right? And he saw Ian Rappaport. Apparently and allegedly, this was about some type of breaking news that Jordan thought that he had the insider on, and Ian Rappaport was like, nah, fam, like, I'm on it, right? So apparently Jordan Schultz popped up at Starbucks while he was ordering his vanilla latte grande, and he looked at him and was like, yo, I got a problem with you. Why you doing X, Y, and Z? And just popped off, said everything verbal. I'm not sure if they got into each other's face. All we know it was a verbal spar, right? No hands were put on, right? He ain't slapping with no egg or nothing like that we saw earlier. So he pulled up and was like, yo, like, we got beef. Like, what's up? And it just took off and everybody went viral. Everybody talked about it. It went viral, right? I think this is absolutely hilarious. And I wish Vashai was here, because I can, like, as a reporter, I understand that your connections and the dissemination of information and who says it and how fast you get it out really validates a lot of reporters or insiders, because then people will start to follow you and do all that. We talked about squabbles and beef before with Woj before on this podcast. Everybody knew if Woj said it, I believe, and that settles it. That's where he got to with Wojnarowski. He got something to Woj bomb, right? Because we knew if he said it, it was accurate, it was valid, and he's always on it. So maybe that's what it was about, that he was upset because Jordan is trying to get where Ian Rappaport was. But the funniest post I saw, it was absolutely hilarious, was Adam Schefter, another insider, right? The ESPN insider. He posted a picture on Twitter, and he put, in Indy going to Starbucks, head on a swivel. Head on a swivel. Bruh, I was cracking up. Reporters out there beefing about inside information, about posting things and getting the inside information. That's wild. It's a cold world out here, y'all. It is a cold world. Ain't no, I heard what you said about me. Why you talk about me on that particular podcast? Bruh, they were sitting there talking about, you were mad because I posted something before you could, or you had the inside information and you did it before me. Bro, that's hilarious. That's why they call them beat writers. Maybe, bro. They were beefing, bro. I was like, yo, I can't believe that these people out here really squabbling like this. This is wild. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We'll see what happens. Ian Rappaport was on the Pat McAfee show today, and they started playing a Rocky music. That thing was hilarious. And Ian Rappaport is handling like a true professional, y'all. Like, he is laughing about it. It ain't that, to him, it ain't that serious. We ain't heard from Jordan since. So I don't know what's going on, man. Like, if y'all, look, you got to put an ABP out on Jordan, because he ain't said nothing since then. So homeboy really upset. Homeboy is really pissed. All right, so last thing I want to talk about before we close, and last thing I want to talk about is, so I was hanging out with my line brother Donovan this past weekend. It was his birthday, so we went downtown and ran into some friends, whatever, and we just chopping it up, meeting people. And I met one of his homeboys, and we were just talking sports. You know how guys are, just chopping up about sports. And I was telling him, yeah, I'm a Panthers fan, this, that, and the third, and they were a Green Bay fan. We talking all this, and then we got into basketball. And he was like, yo, you watch basketball? Like, yeah. He was like, who's your team? And I was like, it's the Lakers. I rock with the Lakers. He was like, bet. I want to see what kind of fan you really are. He was like, who's on the team in 2015? Right? And I was like, oh, shoot. Now, granted, I remember, but I don't remember because, one, 2015 was a dark times for the LA Lakers. But at the same time, I rock with football more than I rock with basketball. And we all knew what happened in 2015. like we weren't thinking about no basketball at that particular time. We going to the Super Bowl, right? Cam Newton taking us to the promised land. So that's always on my mind. Plus, like, bruh, I'm not no walking encyclopedia. I don't remember. And so I was like, yo, I can't think about it right now, right? And he was like, oh, you ain't no real fan. You ain't no real fan. You don't know it. He started naming people. Kudos. I was like, yo, shout out to you. But when he started naming people, I was like, oh, yeah, like this person, like that person. And he was like, nah, it's too late now. It's too late now. So it got me thinking, like, it's the first time somebody's ever questioned my fandom, right? It's the first time, well, no, because, you know, Shad and Vashti, they try to question, why you from Charlotte and you like LA? And I tried to explain to them that it's because I rock with Kobe, this and the third. But I started to think about it and I was like, yo, it's really some tiers to this fandom, right? So I thought about it and I created 5 tiers of fandom. This is my opinion of it. And y'all let me know if this is real or not. All right? So check me on this. You'd be like, okay, nah, those are good tiers. Or y'all like, yo, Carla, you tripping, right? All right, so the first one. The first one is casual fan, right? So that means that you watch games occasionally, right? You especially watch the big games, right? The playoffs and, you know, the division games, you know, all those different things. You know the star players, right? The franchise players. You don't know the whole roster. You don't know the whole roster as a casual fan. You may own a T-shirt or two, you know, or you may have like a little flag or something, a little towel, something like that. But the times you watch a regular game is if you're out and about at a friend's house, at a bar or whatnot. That's the casual fan, right? So that's tier 1, right? Tier 2 is you're a regular fan. And what I mean by regular fan is that you're watching as many games as you can, watching most games as possible. You know some of the rosters. You know your roster. You know some of the stats of some of those particular players. And you know recent team history, right? So recent team history is like, hey, you know, if we're talking about the Panthers, it's like, hey, we were 2-14. Or, you know, hey, we got this person. We're looking to trade this person, whatever it may be. You own some team gear, right? You rep the team. You say keep pounding or Laker gang, whatever it may be. And then you like to engage in discussions, right? So you go out, you talk to people, you want to talk about your team. Right. So that's tier 2. That's tier 2. So you got your casual fan and you got your regular fan. Right. So then from there, I got your diehard fan. That's tier 3. So your diehard fan, you're going to watch every game. You watch in preseason. You learn about, you know, off-season things. You eat like all the matchups. You're really locked in. You're locked into that particular team. Right. You have the deep knowledge and team history. So, you know, all the different things when the last time he went to the playoffs, who scored what, you locked in on the history, the players, all those different things. You even looking at combine like we were, right? You locked in. You own a lot of team merch. You got jerseys. You got all those different things. You are emotionally invested. So this is where the emotional part comes in, right? As a diehard fan, you're emotionally invested. And you know what I mean by emotionally invested. If you... I can see. I'm trying to see what tiers y'all are in. If your team played on Sunday and you lost, so you can't watch ESPN the next day, that's when you know you're a diehard fan. When you know, like I ain't want to watch ESPN because I don't want to see what they're gonna say about the team. That's when you know you really emotionally invested. And when your team wins, you can't tell me anything. Victory Monday, we're going to get donuts. We're going to chill. Like a win brings you joy, and a loss just pisses you off. And then of course you follow your team on social media and all those different things, right? That's tier 3. That's tier 3. Now the last 2 tiers are like to the extreme, right? I feel like there's more like, I feel like those are the basic tiers. Majority of the fans are in those casual fan, regular fan, diehard fan. Now the tier 4 and tier 5 is this when it gets like, yo, touch grass type fan, right? So you got number 4 is super fan, right? So that means you're just an ultra fanatic, right? That means that you live and breathe the team, right? You could be a season ticket holder. You're traveling to all the games, right? You know the team history inside and out. People could quiz you and you know everything. Even like the obscure trivia, like the ones that you like, how'd you know that? Like you're that locked in. You decorate your home in it. You decorate your car in it. Heck, you might even have a tattoo. You might even have a tattoo. That's because you had that super fan stage. You engage in intense debates with people. Nobody can tell you otherwise because you know everything. You always debating about something, whether it's a division rival or just even another fan, and you tell them you don't know ball. I know this team, this, that, and the third. And you probably a likely member of a fan club, right? You going out to all the tailgates and all those different things. That's the super fan, right? And then the last one, it's the scary one too. It's a cult fan. You're a cult fanatic, right? That means you prioritize the team over all the things in life, right? Your girl want to go out or your man want to go out, and you like, nah, I gotta watch my team, right? Or you skip work to go to training camp or whatever. Like you just prioritizing the team and what they do over the daily activities of life, right? You're extremely emotional. You're screaming at the TV. You're crying when you lose. You're pissed off. You're throwing things at the TV. You're crashing out. You're crashing out. Complete crash out. That's cult fanatics, right? Deeply superstitious. You got your rituals. You got to wear the same socks, the same jersey, the same whatever. You got to do the same thing because last time I did that, we won the game. And so I got to do it the same particular way because if I don't, we're going to lose, right? And then you just have this real weird, strong, I ain't say weird, strong devotion to your team. So those are my tiers. Is that WL? Are we there? We there. Slick Vic said you're a diehard fan. I feel that, bro. I feel that. You said you would be if you had more money. Now, as long as you don't get into that five range, like that cult fan, we gotta talk about that. We gotta get you to touch some grass, bro. Or sis. We gotta get you to touch some grass. We can't have I feel it, you know what I'm saying? But four ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you live and breathe, you got season ticket. Super fan ain't bad. But 5 is a little scary, right? So when I thought about this, I had to break it down because it really hit me. I was like, yo, this man really questioned my Laker fandom. And so like now, because the team is better, like, yeah, I know everybody on the roster for the Lakers and all those different things, right? But 2015 was a dark time. Plus, I am more of a fan of the Carolina Panthers than I am of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Like, I know some people can do both. I've seen a lot of people do both. But when I'm locked into something, I really want to know everything. And I stick on one particular sport and then I, ease into all the other ones, right? Plus, like, I don't know, Lakers were bad and it was just some tough times. Now, the reason I knew that I was more of a fan of the Carolina Panthers than I was the Lakers is because I still watched football and everything, even when the Panthers were trash. I was still locked in, watching it, cheering it on as if I thought we were going to win every game. That's what I knew. So, as I break down his tiers, one thing I will say is I am a regular fan, tier 2 regular fan for the Lakers, and I'm tier 3 diehard fan for the Panthers. And I got to live with, and I'm okay with saying that out loud. I'm going to live my truth. Can I get to the diehard fan with the Lakers? Yeah. I mean, I was when Kobe was there and playing, like, you couldn't tell me nothing. But I think that's where I'm at. Oh, you said, okay, tier 1 should be the top? That's what y'all think? Tier 1 should be the top? So tier 1 should be super fan? I mean, cult, and then tier whatever, it should go down that way? I don't know. I was thinking of like tier 1 going up that way. Hey, I'm cool with it. Either way, I know I'm a diehard fan, Panther, regular fan. What are y'all? Y'all tell me in the chat, what are y'all? Are y'all regular, casual fan, regular fan, diehard fan, super fan, or a cult fan? If you're a cult fan, it's okay. Come to the altar. Come to the altar. We'll pray for you. If you're a cult fan, like, look, just live your truth. You know what I'm saying? We got 70 people in here right now. Thank y'all for pulling up to the pregame. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the pregame. It's a free way to support this particular podcast. If you missed it earlier, I'll bring it back up. Boom. This interview with an NFL agent is called Inside the Mind of an NFL Agent Part 1. It's dropping next week. The chat decided earlier that it's dropping on March 6th instead of March 7th. So next Thursday at noon, it's going to pop off. I'm going to throw in some teasers probably this week, little snippets to get people excited. But make sure y'all run this one up. It's part one. We're going to bring them back after free agency to hear about some of the people that he some of the draft, free agency, some of the contracts that he was able to write up. I just learned just watching earlier, and I saw his particular IG story, and one of his clients is Landon Jackson, who had a really good combine today. Really good combine today. I think he jumped like a 40.5 vertical. It was a ball head guy. So yeah, shout out to Landon Jackson. He was balling. So yeah, that's one of the Wasserman new clients. So yeah, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the draft. So any questions that y'all want, what we're gonna do is, since I'm dropping it on March 6th at 12, we have our regular podcast that we do every Thursday, 7:30. I want y'all to come in. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it as a family. We're going to talk about the episode. I want y'all's honest opinions. If it's like, yo, Carla, that was trash, you should have asked this and the third, be real. Because at the end of the day, this is not my podcast. This is not Vashti's podcast. This is not just my podcast. It's not just Vashti's, not just Shad's. This is our podcast, right? This is everybody that comes in every Thursday to come rock with us. This is our podcast. We want to talk about and create content that you want to see, that you would enjoy. So let us know. Be honest in the comments and let us know what you want. For instance, last week y'all said y'all want us to watch Love is Blind. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch Love is Blind and we're going to react to it. We're going to talk about it and we're going to be real. So anything y'all want to see on this particular pod, y'all let us know. We do this for y'all. We do this because it's fun, and we do it for y'all because we enjoy making content. We enjoy making y'all laugh. We enjoy just spending time with each other. So make sure y'all let us know. But it's been fun. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Slick Vic. Oh yeah, and I ain't seen, bro, Slick Vic. We gotta run into each other again. I saw Slick Vic at training camp last year. So shout out to you, my boy. But yeah, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the pregame. I promise you, man, we got some stuff coming up, y'all. We got some people pulling up. We out here working, y'all. We out here working. And then also, man, one thing I want to do too before we get off is I want to bring on some more Panther like content creators and do some stuff with them, because the cool thing about the pregame podcast is that we don't talk about just the Panthers. We talk, as you can see here today, we talked about a little bit of everything. Oh, and one thing I ain't talk about was daggone Ben Johnson throwing shade to Jared Goff like that. Like, I don't want no coach like that, bro. Like, of course we wanted him for the Panthers, but bro, I don't know. He got too much dip on his chip, bro. Because I didn't like the way, like, he was just your quarterback for the last couple years, and now you acting weird, like at the combine, bro. Like that just, I don't know about that, bro. I didn't like the way that felt. Bro. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. But like I was saying, I want to bring on some other Panther content creators because I want them to talk about, like, I want them to come on. I want to hear their perspective on the Panthers and everything. But then I want to talk to them about a little bit of everything else, right? Get to know them and hear about some other sports and some other things. So if y'all know of any Panther content creators that I should reach out to, let me know. I would love to bring them on as a guest. I know a fan favorite right now, people always throw in the chat. We had him on before. We got to bring him back. And that's Ricky Raines, bro. Ricky Raines, Dunk, and Pat Coltrane. I've seen those in the comments. So we definitely have to reach out to them and bring them back. Those are some of my guys, man. So we definitely going to do that. But if there's any other ones, y'all just let me know, man. I would love to collab and do something with all the content creators. So y'all just let us know. And then the last thing, and I'll shut up and I'll end this, is stay tuned. We're working on a live show, a pregame live show. Pregame live show. So that's gonna be lit, because then you can't, like, YouTube, I can't play the music like I want to sometimes, because YouTube be tripping sometimes. But a live show, that starting lineup with music, we're literally going to play the music during that starting lineup. It's gonna be a vibe, y'all. It's gonna be a vibe. So we're working on that. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank y'all for pulling up to the pregame. I appreciate y'all. March 6th, noon, Inside the Mind of an NFL Agent Part 1 drops. and then we come on at 7:30 to talk about it. So make sure y'all tune in. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.